like button coming through the door. Support the page. The Cash App is Carcino. Carceno. And oh yeah, they already know what's up. Bo Mac them know what's up. Everybody know what's up. The whole Omaha Hall know what's up. They don't want it. The team really don't want it. Showtime want it. Showtime Sports, they want it. They want to make this fight happen. But what I heard today was so shocking and stunning that they told the whole world what was going on. They told us the whole drop. They told us everything we needed to know. They really don't want the rematch. Even Canelo told him.
Is there a plan with PBC to go home to Guadalajara again, like you recently did against John Ryder?
We're not thinking about that right now. I just recently fight there in Guadalajara, but when Mexico come out of the mouth, it's always out.
Okay, next question over here, right here. Go ahead.
Canelo, what motivates you most taking the fight against Chavo, knowing that if you win, they might say he's too small?
No matter what, they're gonna say something, right? So I'm very happy to be involved in this kind of fights. It's a big fight for boxing, and I'm glad to be here.
What do you like the most about PBC? It's making one sign a 3-fight deal.
A lot of fights, good fights to make here with PBC right now.
Okay, right here, right here.
You know it's a 3-fight deal. Not overlooking Charlo. You said Jamal's probably not the next option. What are some of the other names out there?
Right now it's Charlo, and then we'll see.
Canelo, do you think that Spence should retire? There's been a lot of talk about that right now.
No.
Do you think he should?
No. I think it's no for our time, right? Crawford was the best man that night, and if they fight again, it's gonna be the same thing.
Even at 154?
He's a better fighter. I respect Spence and I like Spence, but you have everything. Crawford have everything.
All right, thank you guys.
So he just told you. They can fight at 154, 164, 168. It's going to be the same thing. Canelo sees it already. The fans, y'all got to accept what reality is. Crawford has everything. He just told you that. Bud been pulling up on these dudes, making everybody apologize. You got Charlemagne, I'm sorry, man, I'm sorry. Everybody apologizing to Bud. He made Mano apologize. Pulled up on Mano like, hey, you better apologize for picking Errol. So they know he don't want the rematch. Not him. No. Is that what y'all was waiting for? Is that what y'all thought? No, that was definitely not going to be. No, that wasn't going to be the outcome. No, I was wondering what they was gonna say. Now they all right. He was punching him behind the head. I heard that too. He was hitting him behind the head. He was hitting him in front of the head. The front of the head, the side of the head, any part of that head it was. He kept punching him behind the head. That ain't what knocked him out. He kept getting hit on the ear, buddy. That's where he was shooting the shots. Right on the ear. Mm-mm. Listen, they're trying to do what they can to sell it. You got to understand, there's so much money in this, but Showtime wants it, and they want to make it sure that everybody know Errol Spence wants to fight. But what they're not telling you is these conversations are happening behind closed doors. Like, I don't think you should have the fight. His whole team is changing their whole story. Oh, they're changing it. They like Beverly Seals.
Steven, we're here in New York, this Canelo versus Charlo press conference, but I got to ask you, just have you heard from Errol at all? How is he, and what have you heard from the team about his status right now?
Well, Errol's been consistent. Like, he wants the rematch. He said it right after the fight. He hasn't changed. There are a lot of conversations going on internally with his team. Some I'm privy to, some I'm not. But I wouldn't really want to disclose all of those. But the question is really what's best for his health. What's best for sort of his future. Is it a weight issue at 147? Is 54 right for him? Are there lingering effects, from the high or the car accident? All those things are fair questions. He's been through a lot. So I think, look, I think all of that is still to be determined, but the one thing that is absolutely the case is, Spence wants the rematch. The question is as a team, do all his advisors agree that that's the best way to go?
No, maybe you're more.
So there you go. The team don't want it. The team says go to 54, fight an easy duck, and get you a belt at 54. We gonna have the WBO strip. What's his name? But here's the scenario. Crawford's going to 54 anyway. And if you go campaign at 54, how you gonna avoid Bud? So you talking about let's do it at 54, he was going there anyway. So it's like, cool, I'm already on my way there. That's like saying, man, I'm gonna see you at the club. Man, see, I don't like fighting in here. I'm gonna meet you at the club. Be like, what? The 54 club? Yeah, I'm on my way there. So that's no problem. All right, well, we'll get everything worked out, but I want it at 54. They don't want it. They don't want it. Of course, he's the true boogeyman. There's only one boogeyman. But it's like I told you, right? This is what they do. This is the narratives in the games that they play. They say to you one thing, and then right behind your back, they do another. They want you to believe he wants the rematch. Then if the rematch don't happen, they're going to blame Terence Crawford for it not happening. Watch what I tell you. They will find a way to spin it and make it look like it's Bud Crawford that didn't want the rematch. He's scared. Remember those people? What happened to the Terence Crawford is scared fans? You remember them? Terence is scared. He's scared of Errol. That's what it is. And I'm like, boy, y'all are so damn stupid, it don't even make sense to address sometimes. This man has shown you no signs that he was scared of Errol Spence Jr. But yet and still, y'all believe it. Because you wanted to believe it. Just like this, he want the rematch thing. Y'all want to believe he want the rematch. Y'all want to believe that so bad. It's in your pores. Y'all need to believe it. Right, now he's scared of boots. You know how you eat fish and you picking the fish off the bone? That's how boots will get beat. Picked apart. Brick by brick. That dude ain't even ready for him. And they already talking about it. Well, people gotta make up their own minds. There's a lot going on. Why would they? Why would they want to change something that they know is going on the way they want it? If something's going the way you want, why would you want to change it all of a sudden? The man just simply told you, I can't tell you all what they being said in there. Remember what I told you his mom said? I can't watch you take another beating like this, son. If it happened like this, we gonna have to step away. And he promised his mama, if this continue, mama, if this happen like this again, I'll walk away. And I believe him. If he get beat like he got beat against Crawford again, he done. He ain't gonna fight no more. I told you he was 3 fights away from retirement. 3 fights away before this even happened. See, y'all gotta be listening to me because I'm privy to a lot of conversations. And I pay close attention to what people say and their plans. This is why he wanted to fight Terence Crawford and not Keith Thurman. That's too much risk for no money. So, oh my gosh. We're looking at so many different things that went wrong. Keith Thurman is going to knock Errol out. How do you figure? Keith Thurman could easily get grinded out. Keith Thurman has been clipped. I don't know which Keith is going to show up. PBC fighters fight one time every year. I guess everybody think they Mayweather or something. Mayweather was fighting May and September. May and September. He did that for like 3 years straight. You knew you was going to have a big Mayweather fight in May, and then you were going to have another one in September. In 2014, after beating Canelo, he fought Canelo in September. Because I remember he fought Guerrero. He fought Guerrero in May, then he fought Canelo right after that. Well, see, that's what they do. They say Terence Crawford fought a bunch of nobodies. But those nobodies that he fought, let's see Errol fight those people. And see how he turned out. When it went that way. I would love to see him fight a Benavidez. Let him see like how he fare against a mean machine, you know? That's what you want. You see, when your team knows something's wrong, it ain't like they finna tell you about it. Mm-mm. Keith Thurman is a hard puncher. Yeah, because Keith Thurman is a big guy. So yeah, he's a hard puncher. But Keith Thurman is not somebody who is conditioned. Conditioning has always been his problem. Yeah, he would have to come to 168 for the fight, which which he isn't going to do. They asked him would he fight Crawford, and Canelo said, "Yeah, only at 168." And he's saying that he would come to fight at like 160. That's probably the closest he's gonna come. They do 158 catch weight or something. Cause Bud knows his limits. He's like, I'm not going all the way up there. I'm not fighting at 68. So Keith Thurman versus Bud. Look, I'm gonna tell you like this. Most of these people that say this stuff, they don't really mean it, bro. Keith Thurman was getting tuned up by the tune-ups. That's real talk. He was getting tuned up by tune-ups. He barely won his last fight. The fight before that, he barely won. He was in a knockout drag out, getting his bells rung. Pacquiao put him on the canvas. Mm-mm. Boots hasn't done enough. Let Boots fight Keith Thurman. Let these dudes fight somebody. Boots have nobody of any credit whatsoever. Nobody. Who at 147 is there? Fight Danny Garcia. Beat him up. Beat up on Keith Thurman. Beat somebody that somebody damn know. Who did he fight last? Name me one fighter Boots' fault that got a name. Danny Garcia is at 54. God help him. If Danny Garcia is at 154, then I don't know what the hell they finna do. They finna put Terence Crawford at 54 against Danny Garcia? Slaughter. Mm-hmm. You saying Danny Garcia is fighting Errol Spence for what belt at 54? That's what I'm saying. 54 and stuff don't make sense because if Charlo's the unified champion, what the hell he doing? Do I want to see him fight again? I'll watch the fight again because it's going to go the same way I said this one was going to go. It's going to be a one-sided ass whooping. The same way it was and I predicted the first time around. It's not going to go well. Because they could fool the masses of the public and make the public believe that there was some type of anomaly that went wrong. Something went wrong and the fight didn't go this way because this happened. Oh, that didn't happen right. No, this should have happened, but it didn't. So that went wrong. And had it went right, then we wouldn't have had this problem. But everything went so wrong. Well, since it went so wrong, why would we believe you when you telling us now it's going right? It ain't going right. They know what the general public don't know. Oh yeah, we had a storm last night, so. Well, when you got people that's highly vested in being a distraction, these are the things you're forced to see and witness. Who's saying Bud should retire? Bud's gonna probably retire in about 3-4 more fights, maybe. You know, it's a shame that you guys are just now really learning about him. But it's just like with Floyd Mayweather. By the time y'all learn about him, they at the twilight of their career. You know, at this point, Bud is 35. I'm saying about 4 more fights, and he's probably gonna be done. This is where it's time to make his money. He didn't fought 40 times. You know, this is why I'm saying y'all got to get to know these fighters before, you know, it's too late. Y'all been missing out. Now on this big stage, people just now finding out who Bud Crawford is, and now everybody's trying to tell me how good Crawford is. I'm like, how you gonna tell me how good Bud is? I know how good Bud is. Yeah, I got a call from people I don't even get calls from. Hey, man, I'm telling you, man, that Terence Crawford boy, he a bad boy. I'm like, you telling me? See, that's called a no wiggle room fight. See, there's no wiggle room. Because Errol Spence got everything he wanted. They trying to make it look like, well, they fought at the weight. He agreed to the weight Bud Crawford wanted to fight at. I'm like, this is how you could tell a casual fan from a true boxing fan. A true boxing fan would never say something so stupid. Never. How is he going to force him to fight at a weight class that the other guy, Errol Spence, he's the champion of? He got 3 belts at the weight class. So nobody's forcing you to fight at your weight class. You're the champion of it. Victor Conte has worked with a lot of fighters. Victor Conte doesn't determine losses and victories. Did Terence Crawford fail the drug test? No, he did not. So the only people who keep coming up with excuses is you guys on the internet. Because you can't accept the fact you were wrong. You're just wrong, dog. Move it on. If you know anything about boxing, you know that what beat that boy was pure boxing ability. Different angles, different looks, changing the timing of the shots. Strong, fast jabs, hard jabs. A southpaw's kryptonite is what? The right hand. Errol's not used to fighting southpaws. Even though he's one. He's a natural southpaw. You see, Terence is a conventional fighter, which means that he fights orthodox, which means he fights right-handed. Okay, I gotta keep saying that so that people would understand, for the common folks that's listening would understand and follow it. He fights right-handed. He's naturally a right-handed fighter. That is called the conventional style or orthodox. Southpaw means you're left-handed, basically, and you fight in a left-handed stance. So, Terence Crawford, normally when you first start fighting, your natural response is to fight putting your strongest hand forward. They teach you not to do that and convert you to make this your jab hand, and your right hand, your power hand, keep that cocked back. You know, that's your big punch. That's your big punch. You save that. But for some fighters, they're more comfortable fighting that way, like Oscar De La Hoya, who's right-handed, fought in a southpaw stance. And they changed him to make his style the same way. Miguel Cotto, left-handed, they put him in that position. Make him fight southpaw. That's why Oscar's, I believe, is a true southpaw, actually. Because even though he was in that stance, his right hand is terrible. It was awful. So I believe he really is left-handed. Most left-handed fighters, their right hand is terrible. Manny Pacquiao right hand was terrible. Terrible right hand. All the power was in the left. Now, working with Manny, he started to develop a right hook that served him well. But his right hand was just to throw you off. The left was like all his power. No, so Terence Crawford's strongest hand is his right, and he's using it as the jab. That's why it has so much weight and heaviness to it. Errol wasn't expecting it. Plus, y'all should be looking at the key factors in it. Errol wasn't blocking any jabs. That ain't got nothing to do with Victor Conte, that you can't block jabs. Jabs is hitting him dead square in the face. Zip, zip, zip. That's not what you do. You don't keep taking jabs to the face. You have to move your head offline. You got to change things up. Mm-hmm. Well, it feels like a right hand lead, but it is a jab. But it's how you throw the jab. He threw it in different variations. He did a shotgun jab, just then he put his weight into a lot of them. He double pumped the jab, threw a feint, and stepped all into the jab. So you're getting that whole 160 pounds behind that shot. So he threw different sets. He threw fast snapping jabs. Snap, snap, snap. And then he'll feint, boom, and put his whole weight in the jab. And Errol wasn't blocking any of them. They did not throw a flicking, pulling jab, which Errol loves to see, which he was training for. Because Terence would throw that usually, like a searching jab, to land a big left. They stayed southpaw the whole fight and didn't switch because Errol was training for a conventional Terence that's going to eventually switch to southpaw. And when he stayed in southpaw stance, because he could beat Errol. Errol's not used to fighting a southpaw. So when you get a southpaw in there and you basically thinking you could walk through their jabs because the right hand is terrible, he found out Terence is different. Terence can hurt you with either hand. Then you can't bully him. Your jab ain't working. He's picking that off. He can see everything you throw. Your combinations are basic. I told you this in the pre-fight, the whole preview before the fight. I told you this was going to happen. I can tell you every Errol Spence combination. There's no surprise to it whatsoever. Nothing. It's all come forward. I'm just going to beat you with attrition. Now, everybody is upset that they tricked themselves to believe that this fight would be close. So they fooled themselves. They didn't fool me. They fooled themselves. Somebody calling me from India. No, that's because a lot of people, they making the same mistake that that a lot of these other fighters, they're making the same mistake that a lot of would say naysayers do. They sit there and put these people on a pedestal. And once they put them on a pedestal, there's no way to get them off. It's not really crazy when you look at it, because naturally you have to know where you're going to get someplace that you think you might want to be. I looked at the situation as a learning experience, saying that this is the direction we want to go in. This is where we want to end up. This is how we're going to get there. You know, I look at things from that angle more than a drawn out conclusion of, well, we should be doing this or we shouldn't be doing that. You know, this fight is a clear indication of one person's inability to accept the reality that they can't beat somebody. Errol wants to fight again, and I'm quite sure the inner Errol wants to have that fight again. This is just like Canelo and Bivol. Canelo was in the same scenario with Bivol. Canelo's not going to beat Bivol. I don't care if the rematch is at the same weight. Bivol can take everything Canelo can throw. And he can change angles. He can make, it's just a bad fight for Canelo. It's a bad fight for him. He's not going to beat Bivol. He's too small. Now, what is there to be said after that? Well, it's quite clear. Because the narratives have swung in another direction. The pendulum has been pushed, in other words. So you start looking at things in totality. You start saying to yourself, this is the direction I want to go. This is where I'm going to go and set up what it is, whatever it is I got to do. Right? That's the main plan. Now, take me, for instance. I knew right away, before anybody opened their mouth or said a word, I knew what was going to happen. Right? Based on boxing. So now you find out his team and them are still having discussions about this man taking the fight. Now you need to ask yourself why. Why would they still be having those discussions when he's under medical suspension until the end of September? After September is over and he has that suspension lifted, then he can do whatever. They can go whatever way or direction that they feel that they need to go in. That's on them. Because if we're looking at it the way it's supposed to be looked at, we understand things clearly. We see it on the same playing field. They have doubt. If the whole camp ain't on board, trust me, they know. They looking at another direction, another fight, a rematch with Danny Garcia probably, or some winner of that fight, him and Laura at 54. Laura, who's 50 years old, put him in there with Laura or something. They'll rather do that fight 1,000 times than put him in there and put him in the ring with him. It's not about Errol. This is about Errol's team. Errol's team don't want the rematch. Not even at 54. They don't want it. They know nothing's gonna change. If I'm Derek James and I still got a job, I ain't putting that man back in there with Terence Crawford. Because if he lose again, they gonna be like, wait a minute, they gonna fire me. I need to keep my job. No, we gonna fight another fight. so I can keep my job. Hey, what's up, Wesley? If it happens, that's a tough fight. Benavidez versus Demetrius Andre at 160. I hope it do happen. But if it does, man, I think that they're gonna give it to Benavidez, but I think it'll be a close fight. But Demetrius Andre, I haven't really seen him do anything in a long time. So I don't know how much rust will be there or what have you, you know? So that's the only thing that's on my mind that's lingering. Like, I don't know how that's gonna turn out, you know? That's like the only problem I see there. Yeah, I mean, fighting at a level that is pretty much saying you're, you know, at this championship level. I would love to see Charlo fight with, yeah, to see Charlo fight with, man, yeah, you put Charlo in there and then you see what's going on. But definitely. Have Charlo fight you get Charlo in there in a fight with the meaning Jamal fighting Plant, Caleb Plant. I would love to see that fight. I want to see Caleb Plant slap him again upside the head. Talking about he got mental stress and my mental health is all this, then you shouldn't be fighting. Why does he still have a belt? Because somebody told me he still got a belt and he ain't been stripped. The man ain't fought in 2 years and don't have a listed injury. So my thing is, how is he keeping a belt? You say there's too much money in it for the rematch not to happen. True and untrue. Here's the results of that, right? Because I want to be clear on everything I'm saying. The results of this is the commissions don't seem to understand or get what the concerns are for the actual athlete. Yes, you're going to make money fighting Bud Crawford, but this is going to be it. You'll have one more fight after this, but will you be, they don't want you sitting up there eating spinach and soup for the rest of your life. When your mother and everybody's concerned because of how you got beat, they don't want you to have that beat down happen again. So the whole thing is, how do we keep you from getting your brain scrambled? Because that's the main problem, is the fact that you got beat so bad, it affected the rematch. Like, should there even be one? Had the fight was a tad bit close, had you won maybe 3 rounds out of the fight, they could have said something about a rematch. But now it's happening because it's already locked in for it to happen. Well, that kind of makes it look bad. Did this person just say Bud didn't want to fight? Bud's connection to Victor Conte. Victor Conte has worked with everybody. Victor Conte has worked with Floyd. Victor Conte has worked with everybody in the business. Did the man pass the test? Did Terence Crawford pass any drug, blood test, any urine test? Did anything come up positive? It said negative, right? So there was no test for any steroids. There was no test for anything. Did Terence Crawford look any different than he did against any other fight? No. Terence Crawford did the exact same thing he did to everybody at welterweight. He fought Sean Porter. He looked just like Terence Crawford. Speed, agility, athleticism, all of it. All there. Well, I don't know why they didn't sign Harry Kane. I know we won 1-0 when we should have won 3-0 the other game. I bet on them too. I knew we'd win that game. I mean, that wasn't it's not nothing major, but we gotta start scoring goals. And it's all about these damn substitutions is killing us. We had the wrong people starting, and we ain't pulling the right people. Then we pull the wrong person that time. I mean, what the hell you pulling them for? Then we put somebody in and they score a goal because they could have been in there the whole goddamn game. Like, why the hell you playing them now? Should have started them. But that's been the United's problem all the time. We just can't find the right person that knows how to do the substitution. I know. Both of them went through VADA testing, the most stringent testing system of all of them. The most stringent is the VADA testing system. So they go through VADA, right? And you're still not satisfied. Because it's got to be an excuse, right? It's got to be a reason Errol Spence got beat up. He couldn't go like that, man. Even though Cino told you this was going to happen, but no, that ain't right, man. Something had to happen to Spence. Somebody drugged him. That's what happened. They drugged Spence. Didn't you see the way he looked in when he walked in there? He looked drugged. I'm telling you, man, they put something in his food. He drugged, man. Look how he's like a zombie walking in there. Then make the rematch. I'm saying make it, so we don't have this problem again. Make the rematch. Then I ain't got to hear the nonsense no more. Well, you can't. They already got the date. Showtime got the date. They got it set up for the second week of December. Because you got to start doing that early if you Showtime. You can't wait around for it. You got to start making sure the venue's there. You know, because the Raiders are playing. And the Raiders are playing Minnesota that weekend. The Vikings. So, in Las Vegas. So it's already going to be a problem. So Showtime's already working on that. And if they don't, they'll have another card somewhere else. But they got to start putting the fight together immediately. You can't wait on fighters. You got to start having a show date, getting everything secured. So when they say, okay, we can fight, you already got the venue. You got everything in place. You can't wait for a fighter to say, okay, we can do it. All right, now let's try to get the venue. You know, now it's a mess. That's not how you do it. Oh, if they don't do December, then they screwing up. They want to push it back. If Showtime say they're not going to do it in December, when they already have that date, then I don't know what they're going to do then. Spence isn't afraid. See, this is where people get it wrong. Errol Spence isn't afraid. He's okay. Of course he feel hurt, but he okay with it. You know what I'm saying? He'll do the fight. He want to get the money. And his mind is about the money. So he can have the money. He got 20-something million, the biggest payday he was going to get. Bud finally got his big payday that he was going to get. And for Errol, his whole mentality coming in this fight, he had doubts. Errol is the only thing, that's what I'm saying about the accident now, is that he has more doubt now in him than he had before the accident. That's what I'm saying. The accident, the difference between him is the mentality. Since the accident, he doesn't trust himself enough. You know, if he gets hit, he worries a little bit too much more now. He panics. Like in the third round, you saw him panic because he was hurt and knocked down. Before the accident, Errol had a supreme confidence about himself. He still was going to lose the same way, but he wouldn't have been as worried. See, y'all don't take into the fact that Errol Spence drinks, Errol Spence smokes, you know, getting high, getting drunk. Terence Crawford don't do any of that. No tattoos. Errol's all tatted up, head to toe. He ain't fought but one fight in 15 months. And then you going in there with the best fighter in the world. Y'all just don't understand boxing, man. I don't know how to explain it to you any more clearer than that. It's simple for me. I mean, everybody else is going to have a time trying to figure it out. But for me, it's simple. Yeah, you guys got to figure it out. But for me, it's really simple. Hey, what's up?
Not much.
Yes, this is the gun range. Gun, 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 gun. Oh no, that's the Porsche there, baby. That's the 911. I'm revving. I'm trying not to spill my Merlot. Yeah, that's that 5-speed 911. I'm revving. I'm trying not to spill my Merlot. Where my girl go? Oh, world tour. What's up with me and them guns? It's a war out here, son. Nobody safe from. Of course, that's what they do. They try to take away Bud's glory. Of course, they want to take away Bud's glory. Now I gotta take my gun to the doctor. I got one of my firearms. I'm gonna take it apart myself. It's an old school 40 cal. It's a little, little something I got in the crib. The 40 cal hit a lot harder than the 9, I'm gonna tell you that. But it jams after every 5 shots. I don't need anything jamming at no shots. Right. You don't understand. Y'all ruin boxing with that. Y'all ruin boxing with that. Because when you don't give fighters their proper etiquette, you're ruining the sport. Just because your guy win, just say, damn, he got his ass whooped. Maybe this dude, Terence Crawford, is better than I thought. It ain't like he just been getting his butt whooped. He been beating everybody. So why would this be a shock or a surprise or an awe? He's been beating everybody. He stopped everybody at welterweight. He just started working with Victor Conte last year. He was stopping welterweights before that. Do you know the guy that beat Manny Pacquiao? The guy from Australia? That's a big, strong dude. He's not all technical, but he's a big, strong guy. Jeff Horn. And he couldn't muscle him. Couldn't do it. He tried to bully Bud. Bud wasn't going. Manny Pacquiao knew he couldn't beat Bud Crawford. He knew, I can't beat Bud Crawford. That's why the decision went against Manny. He refused to fight Terence Crawford 2 times. Then he was the mandatory. Whoever win that fight was going to have to fight him, and he still wasn't going to fight him. Manny knew he couldn't beat Terence Crawford. He didn't want no parts of him. Freddie Roach knew. And Freddie was removed. And Boo Boy was the trainer. No, I don't see it going that way. But like their team said, you saw Espinoza just say it. The team feels a different way. Errol wants to fight, but his team feels different. And there's not an awkward pause. I'm driving here and there's traffic. Things I gotta pay attention to. Tank and Bud Crawford. You know, Tank don't even want that fight. Trust me. That's like putting Rolly in there with Bud. How you think that's gonna go? No, that's what a lot of people tell themselves, you know? They tell themselves they need this or they need that. This is good for you. And, oh, you gotta have this. If you don't have that, what are you doing? So, no. The rematch happened, it happens, but Errol Spence isn't scared. I just want y'all to know that. I don't believe Errol is scared. Errol would take the money anyway. He'd be like, well, I'm a fighter. What am I gonna get scared for? If I lose, I lose. But I get paid my $20 million. It ain't like the winner takes the money. Like Gil want to do with me. No, winner take all. Pound for pound, yes, he is the best fighter in the game. Told you in 2013, when Floyd Mayweather retired, Bud Crawford would be the best fighter in the game. And he is. So, that is that. So, yeah, I'm in the mall, y'all. See, Cino move around a lot in the day. There's a lot of things I gotta take care of. So I'm highly active. Feel me? So, on that note, I say deuces. We'll holler at y'all later. I gotta do some mall stuff. Shopping.